Great morning, students. So, yesterday we were discussing about the chapter Separation of Substances, Cleaning of Food, and I have given the brief introduction of this chapter. But today we are going to discuss about this chapter in details. But first of all, I will tell you that why we need to separate out the things from the mixtures. So, let's start. So the slide which is coming on your screen, that is mixture and pure substances. First of all, you need to know the difference between the mixture and the pure substances. Mixture consists of two or more types of particles. As you can see, there are different kinds of examples which are coming on your screen. That is one of the example is lime juice. So lime juice, what we have added in the lime juice? We have added lime and salt, sugar and water. So it contains more than two particles, or it contains more than two items. That means a mixture is consists of two or more types of particles. And on the other side, pure substances are those substances which consist of particles of only one kind. For example, oxygen. As oxygen contain only one type of particle, so it is the example of pure substances. So now let's discuss about the methods of separation. What are the different methods of separation? First is separation of solids from other solids. Second is separation of insoluble solids from liquids. Third is separation of soluble solids from liquids. Fourth is separation of using more than one method. So let's discuss these methods in details. So the first method is hand picking. It is used for separating large size impurities like stones and husk from rice, wheat or pulses. And for example, suppose you are given a basket of fruit containing mangoes, apples and bananas. How will you separate these fruits? It is easy to separate these fruits by hand picking, that is picking by hand. Similarly, you would have seen your mother cleaning dal or rice before cooking. What is she trying to do? She is removing the undesirable substances like pieces of stones and broken grains by hand picking. So, hand picking is the practice of separating undesirable solid substances or impurities from useful solids by hands. Okay. And the second method is sewing, used when components of a mixture have different sizes. Example, pebbles and stones removed from the sand. As you can see in the picture that people are holding the frame of the sewing, that they are separating the pebbles or the stones which are present in the sand, or they are extracting those large size particle which is present in the sand. And I hope you all know the meaning of sieve. If you don't know the meaning of sieve, then you can see the picture which is coming on your screen. This is known as sieve. The sieve is a piece of mesh held in a frame. Okay. And the third method is threshing. It is used for separating grains from stalks. Machine can also be used for the process. And have you ever visited a wheat or a paddy field after the crop has been harvested? Have you ever visited that field? Harvesting, you know the meaning of harvesting, right? That harvesting is cutting the crop from the field, and the grains are attached to their stalks which are put together in bundles. How the grains separated from the stalks in the bundle? The process of separating grains from the stalks is called threshing. When we separate out the stalks from the grains, that is known as threshing. And threshing can be done with the help of machine as well as by beating the stalk with the sticks on the ground. And the last method is winnowing. Winnowing is a method used to separate lighter components of a mixture from the heavier ones by wind or by blowing air. And winnowing is used by the farmers to separate husk from grains. So husk is the dry outer covering of grains is called husk, and it is lighter than grains. and husk particles are very lighter than grains. While winnowing, the husk particles are carried away by the wind and the heavier grains fall near the place of winnowing. And husk is also a very useful component. We do not throw it away. We used it for the animals. So it is the food for the animals. Okay, so it is very useful. People don't throw it away. It is used as a fodder or a food for the animals. Okay, so these are the methods of the separating solids from other solids.